Good afternoon. If you're a student to go Ghana and now you're a student anywhere and you desire to get international exposure, international admission, then the show is for you. What we'll try to do this afternoon is to do more of the discussion in English because about 80% English, 20% I can. And subsequently, that's how we're going to do it. And the idea is that this social media discussions here particularly is targeted at students. The more we introduce you to getting comfortable with Ghana, Yekasa, which is official language English, no, the more it will help you to, like get used to it. Because after all, Ghana from KG all the way to university, Brofo, any editor at the end. So today I have Professor James Ajay. He's a main professor in one of the universities in Germany. It's a science-based university. Nursing, midwifery, especially biology, more science background, chemistry, physics, research, more masters. Prof will attempt to give us about 10 schools in Germany that offer. Some of them even are free. And no, I'm sending one of the links to someone. Or check here, and tuition was free. Tuition was free. It was very unbelievable to me that in Germany, a whole university will offer admission to international students at zero tuition. They will be your accommodation, your tickets, and living expenditure. So it's very important that you follow all the links that I'll give you, and I'll be posting the links on YouTube page. So Vim Lady Online. If you go to YouTube, Vim Lady Online, we are live there too. I'll be posting the links to the schools on the page in the comment section. I'll try to pin them so that you can see them and identify them so that you can do it. Now, one of the things that Prof Ajayi will also help us to do, and how you can do the admission process yourself. There are also German organizations or Ghana, Goethe Institute, and they are linking to that place. You get all the access that you need. The idea, and they said, don't be scammed. Come to Ghana. Until lose God, somebody will scam you out of your money. Meanwhile, you'll be able to do it yourself. Good afternoon to you. We are parent. Good afternoon to you. So, like I'm saying, this is Prof James Ajay. He's international. He's in charge of international admissions, international affairs. Henry Kane University. Prof, I don't know if I got the name correct. How do you pronounce it in German language?
It's Heinrich Heine.
Heinrich Heine. Oh, okay. Heinrich Heine. Okay. So, Prof, welcome. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Okay. It's a short notice, but we're doing this. Maybe just a short introduction myself. I started secondary school at Accra Academy. Okay.
Oh, and I left. Oh, I see.
Oh yeah, I'm a cracker boy. Although I didn't finish till the end, but I stayed, I think, to the beginning of the 4th year. Then, of course, parents moved then to London, and that was it. But I still keep my ties. So so just a long story. I am the chair, or let's say I hold the chair for stem cell research and regenerative medicine at the medical faculty, which is part of Heinrich Heine University. Okay. I also double up as the international officer, and I've been doing this for quite a while, but this is the first time I've actually got linked to Africa in terms of internationalization, right? So first of all, I'd like to mention that I'm not giving a student's perspective because I'm not, but I will guide you through or answer questions related how you can get into Germany, what is available for studying. Like I said, which has been mentioned earlier as well, are more into the biological sciences, not in the arts. But of course, most of these universities offer both. Okay, they offer both. So maybe I can start with I think that there was a first link I sent to you. That's how we got together.
Yes, there's a first link you sent. University of how do you pronounce the German schools?
Cologne.
Cologne. Okay,
Cologne.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Germans would say Köln, but you say Cologne. So what has been happening over the years, which has come to fruition, is the North Rhine-Westphalia is a part of Germany which encompasses several universities like Heinrich Heine University in Düsseldorf, There is University of Cologne, that's in Cologne, University of Bochum, there is Munster, there's Aachen. So these universities have got together and established an office in Ghana, which serves Ghanaian students and also students across Africa. But of course, it had to be in Ghana, right?
Okay.
And I think the office is embedded within the Goethe Institute in Accra.
Okay. And see, the prof cannot. There's all the universities now. Can about 10 universities. Admissions. For particularly for Ghanaian students. For Ghanaian students. See, this is where we are Ghanaian students, and you take advantage of it. And remember, Prof. Asambo bought the names of these Ghanaian, these German universities again. Or University of Cologne, or Moma admission, my BBA office. Goethe Institute. Accra. Obi any German organization be our Yeniama Bebre, more cantonment, I think. One or more office, or Cohon Mombema BBA process, no school ben, I was of a course ben, I was away. Why is this school suitable for you? Why is this school not suitable for you? Where are fees you're saying how to get admission there? Easy. Yema way, you know, it means don't allow yourself to be scammed. All right, that's the reason. And then I'll be putting the links to the schools. Prof has been kind enough to send it to me. So go to Vim Lady Online. I'll be sharing the links to the schools in the comment section over there. So Prof, do me the honor and do a list of the schools again. All these schools who are opening up to Ghanaian universities.
Exactly. So like I said, I mean, this happens right across Germany, but North Rhine-Westphalia has specifically established an office to facilitate discussion between prospective students and admissions. Okay, so there's Düsseldorf. So I'm talking about all the cities within, right? So there's Düsseldorf, there's Cologne, there's Aachen, there's Munster, right? There's Bochum, right? So these are just to name a few. Okay. So all you have to do is, if you're interested in studying both undergraduate and postgraduate, you don't need an agent. You go to the Goethe Institute, get advice. They'll advise you on the process.
Okay.
And from my experience, I've had 1 or 2 Ghanaian students in the past. The qualifications, for instance, okay, to do your bachelor, that I can't say too much because I'm not in that. I'm more postgraduate.
Okay. But postgraduate is for those who already have maybe a degree from Legon, Cape Coast.
Exactly. So yeah, you already have your bachelor degree and you want to study for a master's or for a PhD. Okay. So if we start with a master degree, normally for a German student, they need their bachelor thesis, right? They need to have their bachelor certificate. And the bachelor certificate from Ghana is accepted. So far as it's a recognized university, it's accepted. They need all your paperwork, okay? But you just have to go there and talk to them. Don't go to an agent, right? And for master admission, what normally happens is that it depends. You can either go to Goethe, find a university, find a department, a particular professor you want to work with, and communicate with them. Okay, because masters normally are not advertised. You're not going to see. It's very rare to see some PI advertising for master students, right? So what we tend to have the PI would get in a master student. Master students are not paid a salary. For a start, you're not paid a salary. You can get soft money, meaning just about 400 euros a month, depending on the PI. But there's no salary, there's no scholarship. Okay. So if you do a master's, then you have to cater for yourself, working and taking care of yourself. But you don't have to pay anything.
So for the master's program in Germany, you don't have to pay for tuition.
No, you don't pay for tuition. I mean, I don't know any university. I don't know any university that does that.
You don't pay for tuition?
Even if you have to. I know for Düsseldorf you don't. But if you have to, it will be no more than 300 to 400 euros per term.
Wow. When people are taking thousands and thousands of euros and dollars.
Germany is one of those places where, compared to the UK, which I also work in the UK, so I know what goes on in both. I mean, the fees in the UK, it's just amazing. But in Germany, students studying pay it's about 350 euros for a term to study for a bachelor. But the mainstay is you have to find money to take care of yourself. And that's where the problem lies. being able to take care of yourself. So that's where you might have to look for scholarships, right, etc. But you have to talk to, don't go to an agent, go to the office, the Goethe Institute, go there and talk to them.
Okay.
Or
so
if you
later on in the program, I'll let you give us the direction to the Goethe Institute. I think I know where they are.
Actually, you would know that better than me. I've been there just once, like 3 years ago.
Okay.
I think it's in
I know where they are.
or Laboni. I think it's
I know where they are. They are between Laboni and Cantonment.
I think it's one of those places you go to learn. You know, if you need to learn German or anything about Germany, you go to the Goethe Institute, right? If you go there, from there you'd have information about this new Ghana and German University Alliance. You'd also have information from the DAAD.
Yeah,
DAD, right? An exchange program. And that is very, very good. Especially, they don't really cater much for master, but more PhD. And for a PhD, of course, you need a master degree to enter a PhD program. Right? But
go ahead, Prof.
Talk to the DAAD, talk to the Goethe Institute, go there, don't rely on anyone else, because Germany is very strict. You're not going to come in with, and I think if you get admission, then of course you will get your visa. But like I said, I don't know how the process works. Okay, so you go there, get the relevant advice, and I'll be quite happy to answer questions on a one-to-one if you have any. Give advice. So I would say, for instance, if I am interested in coming to Germany to undertake a master degree, I would go and say, okay, what am I doing at the moment? What would I like to do? So then look across. Okay, you can look across Germany as a whole, but now I'm talking about NRV, the universities which I've mentioned. You look what they do, what is their strength, what do they study? Then approach them, go through the department, look for which PI and what they do in terms of research, and then approach them. Send them your CV. Because there are always...
I have a couple of questions from people, so I want them to I want you to answer those questions directly,
Sure.
But I'll come back to that. But again, I want to emphasize the point that you raise and summarize it. Prof say, open admission with Germany at German schools now, and I'll be adding their links on YouTube. Omonji school fees at most, the Omonji school fees are not tuition between 300 euros and 400 euros. Now, Prof, well, yeah, you must go UK. So if you compare Germany to UK, any US, any Canada, they are, then Germany is the best option. Tuition kitwebi, utumisya we now babeboa Ghana, fantastic. Osaje fokra, and then I make catch a branch, or say na, o encourage this and phone to quite. Osaje focus here, they were brochure no bedi independence. Yeah, you know, Ghana University is not anybody does say no beti me for Lagos. Political science and students go over 2,000. Lectures going to me market. So there must be opportunities elsewhere. That is why I be to approach for baby over Legona. You international student baby will Legon. That's the you see obi to there. The important thing is the cultural exchange and diversity, any exposure. It's not just about obi to it's the exposure you get. So into to bonnet. We are now only qualification, they are matured education, obi to me akobi. Now so when you opportunity, don't envy anybody because obi beti me to kwai. Ghana will be very envy to know be sending message no or gigantic who's so Prof, I want you to come back. So what Prof is saying, he said, Germany tuition is free. So Prof, because you teach in you work in UK too, give me the average graduate education fees in UK. What's the average?
I mean, UK fees for undergraduate is like £9,000.
Undergraduate?
Yeah, undergraduate is £9,000 a year. When it comes to postgraduate, it's normally to fund a PhD or a master's, the PI will get a grant from the government, from one of these funding bodies, and they will be responsible then to support you, right? So for a PhD, for instance, it's very normal that you get a grant, you get paid, you get a salary. You know, it depends. If you, for instance, if you go through the DAAD, there it's like a scholarship. But for that, actually, I've done again this year, previous years I've done as well. So you locate a PI in Germany, communicate with them, ask them if they will support you to apply for funding through the DAAD. If they say yes, you discuss with them the process, the application, So you need to write a proposal. But then the PI in Germany would also write and support that if you get funded, you'll come into his lab, his institute, you'd work together, and he will give you the infrastructure. So then your proposal goes for review. So it's very competitive. And if it passes the review, you're in. So as an example, the last student I had through DAAD was from Pakistan. No, it was from Bangladesh, right? He got paid. He gets this, I don't know, 1,500 euros a month. Health insurance is paid.
Euros a month.
They give you, exactly, convert that to CDs. It's not bad, is it?
That's for your stipend.
It's really comparative.
It's like an allowance. So you are paid to do
your living allowance. Oh, yes, of course. PhD, no one does a PhD for free in Germany. You can't do that. No, you have to get paid. Master's not. Master's is discretional, but PhD, you get paid. You don't do a PhD without payment. Okay? So if you get onto it, like for instance, through the DAD, you apply for it. If your proposal goes through, then you'll come into Germany. You'll have to do 3 months German course, which the DAD pay for that. You don't have to pay for it. They'll pay for that. Then you join. Then become part of a network for the DAD, right? And that is 3 years. They pay your health insurance. They'll also pay for your annual trips back. I don't know if it's annual, but they definitely pay trips for you to go back home. Okay, so it's very, very generous, but very competitive.
Okay. Inti Pacho, focus on the prof. Can prof so you PhD or Germany? And yes, I won't keke one more German buying a sign to 1,500 euros a month is a living wage.
That is what I'm saying. It can vary. It can vary. It can be a bit higher. It can be a bit lower. But definitely, there's variation depending who is funding you. Okay, but you get paid. You don't do a PhD without payment.
Wow. Inti, we your PhD or Germany? Where the Miami about Franca? Franca, who also pursue your PhD? Franca, we your PhD or Germany? They pay you. And I just converted 1,500 euros into Ghana cedis, and that's 18,391. 18,391 for a month to study for your PhD in Germany. That's it. That's now 18,391. You see, and the idea of some of these foreign governments is to give you the knowledge that you can help. You can do something for your nation. You can build your nation. You can contribute to your nation. And Prof, later on, I'll come back to you and talk about the technical skill, the health areas and technical universities too. So, Mpacho, YouTuber, just go there. I've linked, posted the link, University of Cologne. I've just posted the link to University of Cologne. So check it out and read about the requirements at the end. Prof, let's come back to the sciences. You know, there are a lot more students studying sciences in Ghana. What are the study areas, opportunities in Germany for them, the sciences?
It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, let's talk about Düsseldorf, for instance. So within we have the main university, which is Heinrich Heine University, which is like the natural sciences. Then we have the medical faculty, which is part of the hospital, which I am part of. So of course, there we get a lot of students coming to study medicine. Okay, but in terms of sciences, they cover everything from biological sciences to engineering. You know, it's a broad spectrum. It's a very broad spectrum, and the arts. I can't say much for the art. I just know what I know about. You know, it's
so for those who did nursing, medicine, biochemistry, research, maybe lab technicians, you would advise them to choose your university.
Well, not necessarily. It can be any university in Germany. I'm just talking now because of the NRV and being a representative.
Okay.
So I'm just talking about, right across Germany, there are so many universities. But you can get all this information if you go to the Goethe Institute. They can help you. But you should also go directly to the university and look. In terms of nursing degrees, honestly, I don't know much about that. All I know is that to study medicine, right? And if you want to do a postgraduate, masters, which I've explained, PhDs, the options which I've said through the DAAD, or if the PI has money. Because, for instance, in Germany, we have what we call the Deutsche Forschungsgemeinschaft, so DFG. And that is where we usually apply for research money. So what we do is you write a proposal, you submit it to the DFG. The UK have MRC and other funding bodies. It gets reviewed by other scientists. And then if they recommend funding, you'll get the money. And then it's up to the PI to employ who they want. So that will be advertised globally.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
And then you can apply for such a thing as well. But remember, it's always very competitive. Right. So one is, like I'm saying, one could be something which has been advertised for all, or you approach a PI and specifically work with the PI to look for money for you.
Okay. Okay. But Prof, let me ask you, the other courses run in English?
That is the other problem.
Okay.
I always tend to call it a problem. Okay, Germany, of course, most universities, the majority of universities run their courses in German for undergraduates. And to be honest with you, I always say to international students, especially because I always invite in the medical students when they come to our faculty, you know, and normally, let's face it, 20-30% will drop out because of the language problem. Right.
Oh.
Yeah, that is an
all
issue.
the courses are run in German language, or some are done in English?
Some universities like Munster, Cologne, they tend to run courses also in English. Düsseldorf, we're not there yet. We do that, but it's, you know, and sometimes it's discretionary. But I think for the bachelor, for a bachelor degrees, you're expected really in German.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of people who come here are people who already have, say, an undergrad degree from Legon or one of the universities in Ghana. So a master's will be okay for them. So the master's program are run in English.
Yeah. If it's a master's program, then that depends on the PI.
Okay.
If the PI is comfortable to do his research and teaching with you in English, they'll do it, or they'll do it in German. I do, for instance, in my institute, the language we speak, everyone is English. But of course, we have German students, administrations in German, but we do English. And for me, all theses, be it bachelor, PhD, or master thesis, are all written in English, not German.
Okay. So
that is discretionary.
It's discretionary. Okay. So I've just posted one link to one of the
PI.
universities on Facebook. I'm posting it on YouTube as well. You can click on it, and it will take you to the university, start reading about the requirements. And it's important. I'll keep hammering this until we end the discussion here. Now let Prof start answering your questions right now. Or say, universities now what Germany in tuition for master's program, free. I can't scream louder enough about this issue. free. So obetua BBA often the obetua BBA accommodation is some small teaching, some small living wage for PhD. Most of them German government the schools no betua woka. Or PhD no. Betua woka no say averagely between 1,000 and 1,500. But you betua to do your PhD in Germany. Schools now, Prof, are sending me links to the schools. So don't worry, men kofa will be now just go to Goethe Institute, and I'll be sharing their direction more cantonment between cantonment and Laboni. Make sure more link go now all the German institutions. Then make sure more link be with DAAD, a German organization, mama a scholarship, tuition, study opportunities be brave into courses are schools some year courses in German language, schools some year courses in English. So Prof, let's come back to some of the questions that the people are sending. But again, just before briefly, give me a list of the universities that you mentioned. University of Cologne.
There's Cologne, there is Bochum, there is Düsseldorf, of course, there's Aachen. I'm talking about this area, NRW, all right? But of course, German-wide, Berlin, Humboldt in Berlin, there is Heidelberg, Göttingen, endless. But in this particular area where I am, where they've set up an office, you know, that represents these core universities within this area. You know, Essen is another one. There are several, right? But if you go on that link, you'll find the whole list.
Okay. But Prof, why is it important for somebody to study abroad outside of Ghana? Because you went to Accra. What have you seen? What experience have you had? Having lived in UK, in Germany, having studied in all these areas, what is there an advantage to study out of your outside your country?
Absolutely. I think I mean, even like some of the lecturers I collaborate with in Ghana, in Legon, in Cape Coast, etc., most of them actually did postdocs or PhDs abroad. I mean, the two of them I work with, and they did their PhDs in Germany, then came back home because they wanted to come home. But then but then you come back to Ghana, you face the challenges, right? But I think in my case, of course, I left Ghana because of my father, my parents, because of work, moved to London, and then yes, I did all my studies in the UK. But coming to Germany, I said, okay, just to go back, the importance of studying abroad. Now, if I get a CV from someone who, for instance, I have 3-year funding for a postdoc. So when I say a postdoc, means someone who's finished their PhD in order to do research, which you become a lecturer. That there's always preference given to someone who's studied abroad, who's left the country and gone to another university. Because that is also part of training, because you stay in the same place, you don't broaden your horizon. So you need to be able to, so, okay, me as an example, okay, I came to London as a child. I did my bachelor degree in biochemistry at University of Cardiff, then came back and did my master's at University of Sussex, did my PhD at King's College in London. Then after that, I decided to leave the UK because I wanted to follow a scientific career, which has led me where I am now. So what did I do? I came to Germany, to the Max Planck Institute, molecular genetics. No, so first I went to Max Planck, by physical chemistry in Göttingen for 3 years. I went back to London, and then I left London again and went back to the Max Planck Institute, but in Berlin. And I've been there since. Okay, so it's broadened my horizon. I know, I mean, as a scientist, now we're talking about beyond the bachelor, beyond the master's and the bachelor, as a PhD, right? You need to go out, and there's nothing wrong with going out. You should know, no, not at all. I think it's good to go, and to come back is up to you if you want to come back. So we call this brain drain.
That's what people are saying.
You have that. You have brain drain in the UK. You have brain drain in Germany, because they think that it's better, greener pastures in the US. It happens, and it's good. Brain drain is good. The Chinese government, for instance, they take their scientists out of China, they bring them back and offer them good positions. India does the same. Of course, they put money into research, etc., so they can afford to bring them back. And they find them more attractive because you've left your comfort zone. You've gone to another country, another lab, and you've been successful. And that is a big, big plus.
Yeah, that's why, Prof, I was using Osajifo as an example. I mean, the fight for independence, the struggle for independence, had to take a certain kind of mindset. And being in Ghana alone, sometimes they say we are pharaohs. You are in a small corner, so you want to do it, you don't want to do it. But it had to take him stepping out of the corridors of Ghana to be able to, acclimatize himself with the civil rights activists in America and other places, to be able to ginger himself and say that, look, we want self-government now. And here we are. I mean, we are the beneficiaries of that struggle that Osajifo and the Big Sis did for stepping out of Ghana. So like you said, diversity is always good. Stepping out to add knowledge, acquire new culture, benefits from other training is always good for you. So, Prof, let's come back to some of the questions people have sent. For instance, if you are applying for a master's, somebody who has an HND, you said if you have a degree, German schools, universities acknowledge Ghanaian qualification. HND, it's now been upgraded to a degree. Will it be accepted over there?
HND, is very doubtful. Very, very doubtful. I think an HND, I know an HND to be below a bachelor degree or a master's or a MA. I mean, okay, in the UK, you get an HND if you're not able to go to get a degree, like a bachelor degree. So HND for me is lower.
Okay.
So with an HND, trust me, very unlikely.
Okay.
Because also for Germany to bring someone in from, because the other question would be, well, isn't there anyone in Germany you can employ to do this work? Why do you have to go outside? Okay. So there's competition. Let's face it. Like I said, either you respond to an advert or you approach a PI and they work together with you through the DAD or the Deutsche Forschungsgemeinschaft to find money for you.
Okay.
But in terms of qualifications, I'm afraid an HND will not sell.
Okay. HND, that's the answer for you. HND acquire top up kakraka. But mom kuta current HND in the degree in the end of Prof. or some problem. As long as it's a degree, any problem. Zachariah Mumin, we see you. Why also connected with us? Thank you so much for connecting with us. I'm able to say good afternoon. If you're show live from Asamanke Signaco show. God bless you too. And Prof. Daniel Chenebo has a question. Say, please, for the undergraduate people, apart from the transcripts, what are the documents that you require to get admission into a German university?
Well, I mean, the main thing will be your transcripts. Okay, that's what they look for. So if you're going to do a bachelor, then of course, all your paper, that is needed 100%. Thereafter would be how you're going to sustain yourself.
Okay.
So evidence for financing, either you're doing it self-financing or through a scholarship. Yeah, so it's always, I mean, you always look at the certificates. There is no other way, especially in Germany, there's just black and white.
Okay. So, Prof, there's another one. Emmanuel Tono, he has an MBA in accounting. Once you've spoken about the PhD and the fact that people can get a stipend, a living allowance, I think it's got people excited about it. Are there PhD opportunities for accounting background people?
Well, there will be, but I honestly cannot tell you what, because it's out of my realm, but for sure. I don't know which type of PhD there probably will be, of course, because PhD is research. So it could be a research related to account, financing, whatever. You just have to, what I'll say is that, Emmanuel Tono, right? You just go look at the universities, identify universities where they provide courses which, and go look, you have to do some work.
Yeah.
You have to, on your own, search. Even if you go to the Goethe Institute, you still have to search.
Okay.
You really have to search.
And Prof, that's a very important point. A lot of people don't like to read and they want me to do the reading for them. So they inbox me. Yeah, can you do this? I can't do all that for you. Prof is a very busy person. I had to hustle him on his trip to get him to come here and do the interview today. So Prof, there's a mother who is concerned about her daughter. He says, my daughter has completed, I think, GCE for O-level and A-level. Some Ghanaian schools do that. I don't know about Kraka. I think Kraka does WASI. But some schools in Ghana still offer private schools, like I think Akosomo International and Tema High, they still do the O-level, A-level.
Ghana International, okay. So they offer the equivalent of the UK. Yeah. Okay. No, that is good. I'm not sure if you have that. So to use that for admission to university, yes, of course you can. You can use that as a basis. Definitely UK. Definitely Germany. But what I'm saying is that the attractiveness in Germany is that the fees are really nominal. UK, it's 9,000 plus.
That's the problem I have with UK. UK fees are crazy.
It is, I mean, in my day, it was free because your parents had worked and they paid taxes. So the government gave us money when we studied, right? But it's changed. Margaret Thatcher came in and changed all that. But, it's, unfortunately, that's the situation in England. Scotland, not in Scotland, though.
Okay, so it's free in Scotland?
Yeah, Scotland doesn't have fees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prof, you need to come back and do a session with us on just UK.
I'll have to prepare myself. Exactly. No,
yeah,
sure.
You have to prepare yourself.
A short notice, but we can do that. Sure, absolutely. Because I also hold a position at University College London, where I also teach and research. So I'm like a visiting professor. So I know the system, but I need to prepare myself if you're going to do this.
Prof, please do that for us, because I think God sent you there for us.
Oh, thank you.
We need to help Ghanaian students.
No, it's nice. It's nice giving back. It's nice giving back.
A lot of people are being scammed, and that's why some of these things we do. I'm so passionate about doing it.
Shouldn't.
So, Prof, so for the mother, Abigail Patterson, Prof, answer a question. I'll say, Obano Okuta GC O-level, A-level, obetimi they apply. But Prof, she's asking about does her daughter have to write SAT, TOEFL, and all those things? Because some schools in UK and US schools accept the SAT. Is there a requirement to do that English proficiency test and all those things for German schools?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I think definitely you have to have that as well. Which I think, to be honest with you, the Ghanaian students I've had contact with in Germany, if I compare their level of command of the English language to the German students, they're miles apart. It's a pleasure reading a script from a Ghana-based student in Germany than from a German student. Now, of course, we have very good grounding of the English language in Ghana. Absolutely.
Oh no,
No,
Prof,
really.
you have to say that again. Like I'm feeling good
No,
about this.
listen, you know, you can't say, oh, obi obronintin in the brothel. Listen, in the UK, because, for instance, given example, it's in England, in the UK, you know, we go to school for everything, you know, because you're there, the emphasis on grammar is very low. So English grammar is not, someone coming from Ghana has a better command of English grammar, right? And if it is, you know, and for the level I am taking in master students, if I read a master thesis, really, from written by, like, as an example, this was Osman Ajay, who did his master's with me. His thesis was so easy to follow. If I get a thesis, master or PhD from a German student, technically very good, but when it comes to writing the English language, then I double up as an English teacher and whatever. Yeah. So we have a big advantage in terms of language. But of course, in Germany, you have to have the German language. And I think even if you have a course which is if you're doing a PhD or a master's and you can do it in English, it's also advisable to learn the language.
Okay.
You know, I think you can't live in a place without knowing the language.
Yeah. Okay. So all I know in German is Good Morgen and
Good morning.
That's all I know. I need to up my game
Well,
in
it's a good
German
start.
language.
It's a good start.
It's a good start. It's a good start. So Prof say Ghana for dear panty. I mean, I think that so Prof say a banner say you send a Ghana for try. Oh share a Germany and a watch show. Now share Ghana ni pan so call the watch on the master's level the be your born sema Ghana for no. Yeah, additionally you see our Ghana no. Yeah, condemn here there. But in the be there was here condemn Prof ya crack student or say Ghana for ya dear tro bro for ma. Ono ankro ye Ghana ni read Ghana ni be scripture no go ahome say yes we free me pro
Yeah.
you know o feel proud na ni age ho ye na ho say ni nua Ghana ni sua de tumi ko nanim na enti Ghana ye education ye nya no foundation no ya nda nyakopon ase to de be ye kana Ghana education ye per condemnation but prof ono wasua de akraka esua de UK esua de Germany eche ade professor Germany and on one Ghana for about to say, yeah, dear papa. Until we links here, they could remember being in Ghana, or read Prof. Boy Abaso, dear, let us say, yeah, there, and that's good for us. Prof, there's another question from okay, Trineboa Daniel, YouTube. My answer or question, no. Francis Javier Amubroni said he has a PhD, BSc in industrial chemistry, and MSc in project management. Is it possible to get a PhD in green chemistry? Prof has already answered some of these questions.
Of course. Just look for the relevant. You see, you have to look for the relevant university. I mean, okay, you did your bachelor, you did your master's. Okay, you read in your area, you read manuscripts. So if a PI has published in your area and you've read his papers, you approach him. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, you wrote a thesis, so for sure you've read several manuscripts, other people's publications, which is the basis for you writing your introduction. So you just have to read. That's the easiest thing to do. Okay. Read the publications, and in the publication, which is related to what you do, it will have the email address of the PI, and just write to them.
Okay.
Be bold.
Be bold. Prof Amaweno, Kwame JC has a question. Says he has a third class. Can he apply to any of the universities that we've posted their links? And I've posted some of the links to, for instance, Cologne University and HHU. I always don't get that university. University of Prof, your university?
It's Heinrich Heine.
Heinrich. You know how I struggled in terms
of me too.
I learned how to pronounce Heimerminer. One of the SOS is a German. They have a German school in Ghana, Heimerminer. So this is Heinrich Heine, right?
Heinrich Heine. Yeah, it's not easy, but it took me a while.
Heinrich Heine. Yeah. Okay. So third class. Does your school accept third class? Maybe with a very good
third class.
You know, degree. In Ghana we have first class students. GPA. We use the GPA to calculate who is a first class student, who's a second class upper, second class lower, and a third class.
Huh. Okay, so if I look at that with the UK equivalent, so this is the bachelor now you're talking about, right?
Yeah, he has a bachelor.
So the UK equivalent, you get a first class, you get a second class honors, and then a third. Sorry,
not likely.
You're not gonna get. Sorry, but you're not going to get anywhere with that. Not in Germany either.
Okay. Nana, you see, Prof. Dobeka no crash or say sorry, and you're possible.
I mean, I personally would not take anyone in who's had a third class degree.
Okay. So I say only school what the on foul until you bet me another degree and say you can do another degree and maybe you do better in that degree and use that to apply. One exams and one
go and study again.
That's not determined.
Go and study again.
Yeah. So bet me assign Kwaku Richie Jesse say kindly ask if you would need an IETLS to apply. The IETLS is the IELTS is the English proficiency process. Yes, you need it. Prophecy, you need it. You need it.
This is what I find. It's sad that your English is very good, but they want papers which says that you are proficient in English, but your English will be better than theirs. So yeah, you have to do it. It's okay.
Okay. But Prof, George Benike wants to understand what is the required GPA that you accept in your German schools.
What's the GPA?
The required GPA. GPA is what determines, for instance, your group performance. I've forgotten the other word. Like that determines whether you have a first class, second class. The schools in Germany but you've already answered it sort of.
Yeah, in a
when
way,
you were comparing it to the UK system.
Yeah, I mean, so the GPA would be the classification of your degree, is it or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think so far as it's not a failure, it's not a third, it's fine,
Okay.
But like I said, you just have to inquire. Because if this is a postgraduate, is he looking for a postgraduate course?
He didn't say. So I think we should allow him to answer that question again.
Yeah.
While we answer this one for Michael. Michael says, which university in Germany will be the best for me? I have a degree in mathematics and education.
So he wants to do, okay, but he wants to do a PhD then, does he?
He didn't say two.
Is that so Michael, okay, no, you have a degree. Is this a
whether
bachelor?
You want to do
a bachelor degree or... Okay, so basically, yeah, I mean, so far as you have a degree from university in Ghana, any university in Ghana, which is recognized, then of course, it's not impossible to carry on in the UK or in Germany. It is possible, but again, you have to approach them. And I think the major obstacle is how are you going to fend for yourself?
Okay.
It's not about the fees. It's more, if you do come in, how much, that is the main question. How are you going to fend yourself? So if you have a scholarship, fine. If you can do it privately. And I think also students are allowed to work X number of hours a week. That's also possible.
Okay.
Yeah. So Osman, for instance, he worked in a restaurant, students, you're allowed to work a certain number of, so that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Michael, that's Prof has already answered your question over there. Gatti Steven says, I have an MPH from a university in Ghana. Can I apply for a PhD in public health in Germany? Prof.
What is an MPH?
I also don't know what that is. I also don't. I think it's related to maybe those in the health areas. Gatti Steven, please, can you explain what an MPH is? Whether probably is equivalent to a master's or maybe an undergrad degree, so that Prof can appropriately answer your question. Osborne, Prof, I think your student is here. Osborne,
Osborne, hi.
I met you in Germany. Okay, so Prof, students in Bakuni.
Okay, he can give his story.
Yeah. Osborne, Prof about Abasu says here, I was telling us about how Oridi would transcribe or essay back when he was amazed. Said, this is a Ghanaian student and he's so proud of you. Emmanuel Mbolana says, Sister Fia, please, with respect to the block account, can the loan funding institution support in that regard to help you meet the required amount? Prof, I hear there's something called block account in Germany. Most German schools are demanding that there should be an amount of money that you should deposit with them.
Well, of course, I mean, you have to have, the question is, can you look after yourself? Okay, so this will always apply. I can't really say much other than saying that, because I get people coming to me, can I do? And I say, yeah, I can let you come in the lab. I'll provide everything, but how are you going to take care of yourself? I can't do that. No, unless you've applied for money. So if you can go through self-financing or through some scholarships, that is fine. But I think the major obstacle is how are you going to take care of yourself?
Okay. Okay.
Maybe is it possible that maybe Osman just gives a couple of minutes his journey, how he came into Germany,
Osman,
where he is now.
Osman, why
Osman,
don't you
if you're
join
there.
us? I don't have his number. I would have sent him the link. Osman, I think if you click on the description on Facebook, the link is there, and you can join us. Or probably if you can send it to him on phone, Osman, you can share your experience with
Okay,
us.
so I sent Osman the link which you sent me.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
that link,
right.
it works. It works.
Okay.
So, Prof, this question too from Mohammed Ibrahim says, "Sister, good afternoon. My question is that is there any PhD in nursing in Germany? PhD in nursing, Prof. Since you are in the science and research area, the universities you gave us, University of Düsseldorf, Berlin, Heinrich-Heine, Cologne. Are you aware that any of them offers PhD?
I don't think they'll call it PhD in nursing. Not at all. Maybe some other postgraduate course.
Okay.
But it's a PhD. Because if you're going to be a doctor, I don't see either you're going to do medicine or But in terms of a PhD in nursing, honestly, I cannot answer that. I don't know.
Okay. So, Prof, I answer a question, but Osborne will also ask Osborne about it. So somebody has a question on YouTube. Emmanuel,
I'll send this to Osman. I'll send Osman the link.
Okay. So Osman, you have the link. Please join us and share your experience with us from Germany. But there's Francis Javier Amubroni. He wants to find out the master's program in public health. Prof, again, your school does a lot of health science.
Yeah, we do. Yes,
programs.
Yes, we do. Like I said, you have to. I think one of the links I sent to you was the international office. I sent you the link of our international office. So you just go there with your questions. Okay, just go there with your questions.
I've posted a link to the international office on YouTube, Vim Lady Online. You can click on it and read the international admissions place. There's also a phone number, and now you can call with MTN or Vodafone number to Germany. They won't charge you that much. The charges are just like doing a local call. So you can call and ask some of these questions. The schools always are open for some of these things. Ben Sam says, Sister Fia, please, I have a bachelor's in early childhood education. Well, Prof is in the sciences, so I don't know about early childhood education. Prof,
like
are you aware
health?
Of maybe?
Is that public
early
health?
Childhood education. I don't know if that's in public health.
Yeah, it's probably something different. Like again, you just have to go and ask.
Okay. So I will be sharing the link to Goethe Institute. Go there. Cantonment and Alaboni. Go there and talk to them Go there and talk to them. Amma Samuel said, Prof, give us a list of the PIs in Germany for further readings.
Oh, please, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. This is something you do yourself. Now we have internet. You have you go to the universities. You know what you want to do. Go to the university, look for whichever department if they do what you want to do, and just work your way through it. And then to get further advice, you go to the corresponding international office. I cannot. I just do know. No, I can't do that. I don't even know where to start. You have to do all this yourself.
Okay. So there's also a answer there. No, it'll be wow. Prof say no. So somebody is helping you. I think you should be ready to do 50% of the job. Meet the person halfway so that it's easy for someone to help you. So what I say, don't say that verbatim. Wisdom Kofi Bomita. I see. I did a bachelor in social work and looking forward to studying for my master's in social work and social policy and international relations. Prof, are you aware of any scholarship packages in Germany? Prof has already answered that. Says,
well, I'm sure there will be if you go to the DAAD. But I think with that, you have to have a PI in Germany who's going to support you. Very important. Without that, you can't move forward. So again, go to the Goethe Institute, talk to them, but look for someone in Germany who's doing what you are doing, or a department. Approach them, and if they're interested, they'll guide you through.
Okay. Prof, are you aware that any of the German schools have opened admissions, or maybe they will open admissions next year? What is the calendar?
Well, normally, so at the moment we are on vacation. Okay, so term will start October. Yeah, but so already admissions are open for starting of term October.
So admissions are open as we speak.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
For starting in October.
Okay. So Prof, admissions are open. We are serious. You start doing your research now. Start doing your research right now. Start doing your research. Start reading at least. You get to one of the schools. And if you have Google, instead of do data and for beef. We beefy. Yes, we and yes, we now a lot of consultants that have it don't add value to ourselves. Seriously. You see, Prof, Wana make us the same way, but a lot of Ghana Ranti and one. We waste time to do use our internet for unnecessary things that don't add value to us. So use data and use the time. Start Googling. Google DAAD, DAD, a German organization. They offer over 1 million study opportunities in Germany. Google it. Read the requirement. Start applying. It takes you direct to the various schools. Some of the schools, no more 50% a scholarship. Some of them 100% scholarship. We will be a Western German Start doing it. Mpacho, don't let anybody do the homework for you, because when you plan your homework, and that's not what we want here. Appear,
I'm saying, you Osman say we're logging in.
Osman, so I log in. Okay, Osman,
Yeah,
let me connect to Osman. Okay, so Osman,
there
thank
he
you for
is.
joining
Hey,
us.
Osman.
Yeah, so that's Prof student in back. Osman, what you saying?
Patrol me here now, sorry.
Great. Prof Abo Abaso pass. What better Ghana for any more Germany? School Ben now for school. Your friend is saying.
University of Duisburg-Essen.
University of them Duisburg.
Duisburg-Essen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Until we are
so
master.
almost NRV network no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Come on, schools the network no. Okay.
Yeah.
But today I will share.
Me PhD this year.
Okay.
Osman, sorry. Osman, go back where you started before you came to me and where you are now. Just give the whole. How did you get into Germany, and how did you survive, and how you came to me, survived, and where you are now doing a PhD. They want to know the process.
Okay, and Ghana me call school Cape Coast, Cape Coast University UCC.
Okay.
And me started looking for opportunities or Germany, because not already when him said me tuition free. And so they compared different countries, and now Germany was really good also in engineering and in sciences. Not Germany are much better. And so me apply and me second admission and then go through with the embassy requirement. Me apply. And then we go through with the requirements now embassy in here so my visa. So me apply student visa. Now you have two opportunities, either two possibilities, either so obey the formal obligation. So be our name no Germany, ever science or bar or never show and all that. Any one cast will be a blocked account at this cartoon, senior about one share like on rely on the German government. So we go through with one of the possibilities that me visa and I'm a bar school and me besia. So now me the University of Duisburg-Essen. My course I'm here and me everything in English. And so now it was 100% in English. Senior prof we didn't have to pay tuition fee. Now I did your friend of semester contribution. So back then it was around 200, maybe something like 200 euros. And with this 200 euros, and one assign your tickets. So we'll travel throughout the entire region for free as a student, and also do tickets better, and basically for in your marketing everything is on this ticket. So being discounts will be only because you've paid this semester contribution. And toxicology.
Okay.
And me drew me thesis points now me start saying me should be a me master thesis. I heard me this year Professor J, because one Friday when I'm sending an email, I think it was a Thursday or something like that. I'm sending an email say me Ghanaian me idea what had him say na me should na my camera across or no na me be a metro me thesis and so basically I'll find me a position when I'll be very happy. So I was really nervous, but me sure within 10 minutes then we need a response.
Oh wow.
The main family CV Sunday no. And I did me CV Sunday no. Then assigned throw me back schedule an appointment with Menino. And I me call the office Dusseldorf. To me call now me or my present because no person who be my head and how it fits in the group no. And so no me interview me a short presentation no. And to me no catch him so key or Benjamin when you no share me man time starting. And me call now. Or nankasa so me mun kakra ejawe hu Ghanaian so it was really helpful to me. And actually that meant I'm the first Ghanaian student, so I was really special.
Oh wow, okay.
Rare. Ghanaian students are rare in this field.
Yeah.
So
but what they rare? Ghana for sciences is super anti. I don't know where rare.
Yeah, I mean stem cell, only sciences, but stem cell science, stem cell related stuff, and it's not that much. Yeah.
Indeed, Oswald, Oswald,
yeah.
Oswald,
Osmond.
Indeed, who go so your PhD and now we.
I'm go so your PhD in me.
Oh, we masters no with me, and
okay, and I see.
Yeah, me masters no, and I offer me a position our lab honum to keep doing research.
Okay.
Into and also no me no. And I decided say my PhD and then also no or no assign boy me you know PhD or baby for now twice so me go so me
No, the OT pa just from Adumu to Adumu. But
see a chalka.
I'm sure omutiameka.
And the 2 saying average they say. When I mean you say calculate
Exactly. Don't say it.
As I mean the omutiami their price their professor kind a brochure. So it's actually much more, and you know,
much more. Yeah, it depends. Yeah. It can be up to nearly 2,000 sometimes. It depends. It varies where the funding is coming from.
School now we pay no school, Ben prof school and another school.
In another school, another university.
It's more than 2,000 euros. Wow. But that's good though. So we send the top research materials near there will be a year
there be mentor bibia lab no provided bibia so we me see car me dey coffee.
The lab the PI provides everything he used for experiments, computers. You don't know that's the PI's job. You get paid and that is for your keep. That's it.
The allowance from the man they who bottom who here for one.
Yeah.
Oh really? Oh, any mo jama ho dem zo bi abeba hobby. But I want to tell me we say oba na we say wonya obi a obesan ama o say obehwe. And how do you go about it? Because Ghana for ni bebe na yo mo problem no. E we say wonya wo abusuani wo Germany and assassin.
Madam Fobako wenya abusuani bia wo Germany ntino na down for no I had say next time man like you know we almost build there's some form of a relationship now or find a man or sign a man but other than that day I would say to me raise that amount of money on here back then 8,640 but this year they I mean
8,640 euros.
Yes.
But since Ghanaian team free accounts man say be as me yama me ba you better if my accounts man I the accounts be supporting the keke
or say what they say can you pay accounts or Germany normally Deutsche Bank and Sparkasse or something like this now what they say can you to Nipan accounts Nipan or Basco no when accounts but one can so seek so you know enko obi ahonom about one can so accounts.
Okay. And Osborne, Patricia, how did you get the school? Oh, from UCC, Unimobia or Germany? Also, we are research, but how did you come by the school? Because that's a lot of people are struggling. You prof and schools in baby website, and I'm the links not too. But how were you able to identify the school when I'm a school when I'm a common science-based program there? How do you do that?
So I started with just a simple Google search.
Okay.
The German universities. na me call into the universities, na me share programs no way, na me share school or more courses no in English, and from Google to the university, a more or less now you go through one after the other. So all sign course be a wide dream with that you can also be a master's in toxicology, Germany, English, something like this. Just the keywords.
Okay.
Now they be pop it up, then you follow. And try to be so now international office, any course coordinators and so to me send you a direct email. One thing with Germany is also sending via email and directly they respond. So you also easily get an information from them as fast as possible.
Okay. Okay. Remember about Osborne, who school phobia sending message George Benny K. Also UCC for are very proud of you. Say we PhD now they are or my bachelor. Hopefully one day we'll be back in your school UCC one they'll be proud to have you because almost send a lot of messages. It's in me but prof. What number one? What are the key things like maybe top 3 things are obipe school? What is the thing that they have to start doing now? I was going to say research, start googling school Ben Abeko, but what will you advise?
Well, exactly what Osman did. Identify where you want to go first. Once you have that, approach them and they'll put you through. Then the finances, and that money is yours anyway. It's just for them to feel comfortable that you can take care of yourself. Now, so Osman, tell me that all this sort of no, so not all your evenings sometimes.
Yeah, not me sign. So during my master course, throughout the entire master period, because not ubeti 20 hours a week.
Okay.
And 20 hours a week, for a student, now I think it's way too much even for you. So basically, well, yeah.
So basically, cry less if
Basically, less. I mean, you earn enough to pay your rents to take care of yourself. So 20 hours a week was enough.
Okay. New face you or share or Tel Aviv or so on person or apply for Germany education. Be patient they say do as a prof or more say Yakupon shall say you are willing to do this to help Unianum Ghana for a will be now a brooch or child or bruchanka or more cry. I don't care about or Germany or Ghana in J way. So see if you have problem it's a Ghana for now. A students they be so you are quadro. They be our more chance to be a baby prof provide the links. If you any prof here interview, just Google and click a link.
Exactly.
People don't want to do it. Some person, if you have my prof number, if you have my if you have my few, so that's somebody sending a message there to do that. But Osborne, what would you advise Unia Ghana in Ibia? When you said the Ghana universities not also say private university, any public universities, and you'll be an opportunities for Ghana. Free SHS in Beckham Crady and also your doors to change opportunities now. So what would you advise? A lot of young people are also some are desperate, some will be person who took an experience. Prof, I can say to travel and acquire knowledge is always good. First, what would you advise them? But person answer that question. What has been the benefit of when you're traveling to all these places? Would you think it has benefit and what has been the benefit?
I think first off now, I think said opportunities that are really big because me share opportunities that me see and me best idea what had me see I don't think I would have had the same opportunities if I was back home. So maybe this is one gap we have to bridge. Say basically create if it's possible this kind of opportunities also for Ghanaian students. It'll be our own to me into Quine. So that's also be okay in the end. But I feel so it'll be opportunity so be to Kwanya Kusiadia is also good for your CV, a signboard on horizon, it helps in your profile and stuff. So very, very good.
Okay. So the number person me busa about this engineering because there are lots of people who are sending message. Prof, I don't know if any of those universities in that group of universities. So do you think any of them, are you aware of any of them who offer courses in engineering, electronic engineering? Because we've spoken about the sciences, but these guys, upon chemist wants to know about engineering. Mustafa DM also wants to know about engineering.
Yeah, there is especially Aachen. They're very strong in this type of Aachen, University of Aachen. Yeah. But they do. They all have all these departments. They all have, all of them.
Okay. Osborne, when I walk to Germany, what are the courses that we did this over 2 Nianum Ghana for they to focus more on? Areas Ben, I would do some of the Omadian Kohonoma, the funding opportunities near the
I think the natural science opportunities near more Germany, especially so Ghana for say anaka session din kakra. So upe course at ubit me maybe 100% in English, mostly to the best of my knowledge, the sciences are much easier.
Okay.
But me now for some more things related to business, and it's also working for them. So maybe sciences and business related programs or opportunities more out of Germany.
Okay. And see that's good. But Obi Busa question earlier about nursing. Are you aware of any of your friends maybe nursing or any of the schools or Germany or maybe I'm one?
Nursing, I mean, yeah, aware of Francophone, also because nursing, I think, say, Ube here really German, and since say, I was here German to a certain level, I'll be to me, like, to nursing. But coming straight from Ghana with no language skill, you might need, to go into sciences or business, maybe it's a neighbor.
Okay. And the prof, your time no, but what Mamma Gothi Institute no. I don't know, sir. Osborne no call man while you are doing your research to go to school.
Yes. So I think say it was very important. Say na me kohona me fair more telephone. So more some days I was basically me reach the main kai, but not because every step of the way sometimes you have a lot of questions. So fair more they normally really answer. It's not me most of the time. I think so. Is it cantonment?
Our cantonment. Me woman number no cry. Our number is 0533 284731. 0533 284731. Me boni view 0533 284731. Gothi Institute. Our cantonment. A German organization. More answer to all the German schools, all the courses. I'll be your school. No, the funding. How to get there? German are buying no. Name we see for Ghana. Ti memfa baby mobile scamel. Once you put in the web, Wako school no there. It means just filling out a simple application. You should be able to do it. Say no to me, now he'll be more. That means so shall I qualified. But so be fill form there at this level. When we undergrad, no, you should be able to do some basic things. Fill a form, no, boost some more question, do it. Osborne on one year and a coy. Now mobile best can will say to you 30,000. Abra says 30,000. No, they can't block account on. Now can do 2 accounts, man. Halfway, you are through. Oh yeah, man, for scam me no. Take your time. Who from us is here from Bema direction, but more a year first a cantonment. Who there? Can go things to first check Google map. The map will take you to cantonment. So I want to, as they say, they will answer all your questions for you. Now when you are brave, no be a gate, come anywhere. No be a gate and match me now. First no pay US visa de mobile koto salai. Why that? Nyankopon nkasa will see your aggression will be opportunity amount. Until put in the work. Yeah, they be any better than your homework. Now, you probably won't be able to do it as much as a bay say one casabe. Kwakujima say if you are easy so besia German casano. But it is a more better musia casano, so betting ya kwakusia, and so benya opportunity be brave. Nana a fear kakra. Or see, please, how about masters in minerals engineering? Prof Anna Osborne, uni mobile minerals engineering, Ghana, yeah, MIC. Other universities in Germany or more offer no.
Sure, definitely. Oko Aachen, a lot of engineering courses. So, baby to Aachen will be to me, some things like that.
Okay.
So Aachen, they're very strong in engineering. Aachen is part of this Ghana NRV alliance. So if you go, they'll give you all the information.
Yeah,
because Aachen is a very technical university.
Okay. Steve Kwabisi, good afternoon. I'm looking forward to getting a scholarship for my master's, but the question I do, the question is, do I seek for admission before applying for the scholarship or the other way around? I don't know, Prof. Do you get admission before you apply for the scholarship, or you do it?
I think to get the scholarship, you have to provide evidence that someone is going to take you on. So, okay, master's or PhD, you need a PI who is going to guide you through your thesis. So that is very important. And I can't believe, sir, we went out scholarship without knowing if you have a place to go to.
Okay.
So,
okay. I don't know what's going on. Did you do it the same way? Did you get the admission before scholarship, or they came together?
So me admission, so because not untia tuition, so I don't know if that's what you call scholarship, but me admission.
No block accounts are affected, and our tuition and for block accounts here for living expenses.
Blocked account for me and cause living expenses. And no has nothing to do with the tuition. The same way as Obi sign my war. Say Obi sign formal obligation amount when he has a blocked account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, Chemuye. And Obi sign say Obeshawa who here block account.
Yes. So Obi sign what Germany Hanum say Obeshawa who here block account. There were only two possibilities. That's so be best signing formal obligation amount. Now and I say will be be a blocked account or Germany. In my case, no, na minim obi or Germany. And now say me blocked account.
Okay.
But in other Crawford be me now for be I know minim and Crawford or Germany or mo Juma they earn enough so meeting me I share another person no. Call just Auslander behold fancy Ghana and Quebec say be fancy embassy baby sir immigration office what baby sir and call sign so many pay so oba or then omone be no mama that form obligation letter now they are sending nipa na urban into that form obligation letter now or they be applications for their called German embassy, and because of the formal obligation letter not your visa so won't be a blocked account there.
So for masters, you don't need a scholarship.
Okay.
Because you don't. It's not a canon.
Tuition is free.
Free.
Yeah.
So just a minimal payment, which you get back anyway, because all your transport, etc., right?
Yeah.
And then what else? Yeah. And so okay, to do the master practical work, you could travel because now what's our card?
Maybe 30 euros, 40 euros just for transport. But
Exactly.
because that card, because of semester contribution I could travel anywhere.
Until cost could own tuition. Your masters own tuition. Yes, I'm on transport. Who could that card for transport free?
Formally, yes, because the way to your semester contribution, and it's not even for any semester fees, no, if any semester contribution, yeah, something for be a be print be or school mo, obey you so internet, sign your marketing, share for semester contribution, but the biggest of it, let's say, who you know as also your transport.
Okay.
It's no far bus beer or within the region now. Woman, if I say Ashanti region now, far bus beer within Ashanti region. I won't share beer from Kumasi to Konongo, whatever. It's all free. It's all within.
Wow.
And it's a kind of north. So maybe time it was just around 200 euros or something.
Okay. Wow. Prof, that should be our someone to me about Ghana. They to me yes some of this near marketing kitty Ghana. Say be our colleague go. Bus be our crying. I won't ya. Near marketing kitty boy prof. Meaning say Ghana. Yeah, by no much more than. I buy a blessing for no much more than there. But prof, that should be I was here forcing some of these change in Ghana. You will see a forcing some of these changes in Ghana. They to me
especially for lecturers, for research, for it's Ghana is not poor, but priorities where you channel funds. It's sad, but that's the truth of it, Because
over here, they go lecture be perfect no offer taxi and Uber. I best near quachera the no asan for research near there, but you will be big kakra because who's the other boy man. Some of these things that we need to have a big and radio, so we need to have a bigger conversation about Ghana education here. But George Elliot Mawena Newman, if you have a relative in the UK ready to support you to UK, so and also you don't need a block account. Makase prof me UK another time. Now you have UK schools, so the opportunities there. Benjamin Ewusi Afo if you go to Institute for the number be patro 0533 284731 0533284731. A German organization more Ghana. This is one of their jobs. On Beboa link to a German school, maybe opportunity where Beboa one. Pim Pam say if you are a school or Frankfurt, some Ghanaians misuse opportunity now. German Chancellor Angela Merkel and the other German chancellors now ye will mind him. Baby, one man says he can't at the moment. Come shall find out the nobody. And meaning I don't know any evidence. So on it may near the money any other packages that you're using. I don't know about that. But prof, any last advice say another part another time.
I think what I've noticed across the board is this unwillingness to look for yourself, be self-sufficient, go and search. Don't ask for give me a list. There are great opportunities, but you have to go and grab it. You know, Osman, he was my first Ghanaian student. I've been dying to get a Ghanaian student, never had. And Osman came and I grabbed him. He came to the lab to do stem cell related work on Navy, but he picked it up. I mean, Oba Osman, it was a different environment, but you adapted. Yeah. And the people were very friendly. Through that work, he got straight to the next job, so-called Heidelberg for a year.
Yeah.
Heidelberg's a top university. We also saying if I was saying Trier, exactly. Yeah. And the beauty of Trier or Luxembourg border, and to me call Luxembourg a day to chill and come back. That's the beauty of being within Europe.
Yeah.
You are bordering several countries. It's not just the studies, but the ability to travel. So if we do Düsseldorf, if I train every hour, 2 hours less than that, or Amsterdam, to me. So it's not just your studies, it's also the opportunities to get to broaden your horizon, to look. But it's not impossible. For masters like Osman Khan, there are no fees. But you have to look for the place and get 8,000 but it's your money. For PhD, very competitive, but if you get it, you get paid a salary. Your health insurance is paid. You're getting paid an amount of money which a Legon lecturer or university lecturer in Ghana will not get. Okay, you get that. And how you spend it is entirely up to you. Yeah, and then also, but will be a lecturer or Ghana. Yeah, so after the PhD to do a postdoc related work, they can also do that through DAAD. There are opportunities. They support, there's another one called Von Humboldt Fellowship. Okay. We are lecturer crowd Ghana. That's up so Uber for 3 months or 6 months or 1 year to Germany. There are also schemes, but then you need a PI, a lab who's going to support you.
Okay. And see, that's for lecturers, no? They're good for lecturers.
The German government, if you're successful, you get the money, which will pay your.
Prof, but your question, last part.
Wait, let me change that. There are great opportunities at all levels for a master, for PhD. Even if you've got your PhD already as a doctor or a lecturer, you can still come to Germany through other schemes. As an example, near Von Humboldt fellowships. But there you need a PI to support you. And then you apply for it, you write a proposal, it's reviewed scientifically. If it's good enough, they give you the money, they'll pay for you to travel, they'll give you expenses and all that. So there are great opportunities and you have to pick them, really. You have to look for it yourself. So German, is, of course, the language isn't a problem, but it's not a problem. You just have to learn the language. And that's not Osman Khan. He's chose a place where English was acceptable, not taught, So, there are great opportunities in Germany. And I think the standard of living, quality of life in Germany is very high. It's really very high,
And the prophecy of a student, of a Ghanaian students, or Ghanaian students, he wants Ghanaian students to apply or be farmer or honor. Don't sit down and allow this opportunity to pass. But he is reaching out. Say, I didn't ever baby dear. A buana prof can say the China for the Omuma, Eba, the Sian Omasan, no more building of country. No, UAE for no, the Arab for no, Mama Bahama Bessia, no more building or Mudian. Young quiet, dear. Yabeso be a division. Take your time, follow the links, read Fregothi Institute for no call them, let them help you. Take advantage. Ususia bibi na boa. Oh my Ghana so nkɔ him said the nkoma kosua de wa brochira or they be fighting for independence. So do something for Ghana, man. It's prof. Meda was Bobisi Bow School ni be University of
Heinrich Heine University.
Heinrich
Heine. Osman, say you can say it, right?
No, I don't want to try.
Still can't.
But Osman, are you aware of any other schools? You think Ghanaians can a school for any be better me? Of course, I know better me Google search those schools. Are you any schools at the top of your mind?
So basically, I think every German university university will hold them. So you can start with maybe just the cities in Germany. So University of Cologne, University of Bonn, University of Düsseldorf. Then I don't know already. Is giving you a list already. Yeah, but it's better say Nipanebe call DAD website because on my website with the almost filters you can really choose exactly what you want to study. Now, let's not pop up with different schools, any or more Asia. Then also you have the possibility to choose which language you want to study in. Then our DAD websites no. So, Obia official school be my advice na say you can do a simple Google search, but you should also go to the DAD website and look from there.
Okay. Yeah. Also simple Google search. They do it. Uko YouTube. So I've been lady online. Some of the links I got from Prof to some of the schools are University of Cologne, University of Heinrich Heine, any University of Bonn, near Düsseldorf, Media. I'll be pinning them so that it's very easy for you to identify. Just go there on YouTube.
Berlin is also, it's not part of the NRV, but Berlin has 4 or 5 different universities. It's a big city, it's a very attractive city.
Okay.
Right? So don't restrict yourself. This NRV, but they're also right across Germany. So don't restrict yourself.
Okay. In the problem, I mean, now I see baby saying they all say what that. I know so you are traveling and working at the same time. Osborne, I mean, now so what? I know that you're also traveling on the train, but Prof, I hijack you and I'm so grateful to you. I'll take your number from Prof. Now, yeah, another session so that maybe you can also share your students because people are still asking questions, but time now from the application process near there. Why? Thank you so much. But your question there, Fred, go to the Institute for no 0533 284731. More cantonment. Put the name in Google Map, and the map will take you to the office. And yes, sir. Just call them on the wow, all these things. And yes, sir. Google DAAD. Google it. DAAD. Dad. Almost so much scholarship, baby. Over 1 million scholarships. Any requirements now. I mean, ask Prof. Prof. I mean, ask baby. Prof.
And that's it. Everything's fine.
Now we'll do the discussion about a Ghana education system. I said they were about Ghana, but I say education in 100%, but we're doing very, very well.
Yes.
Yeah, they are to be other schools international. Yeah, solid. I think it's worth to say about thank you so much. Why?
Okay. All the best.
So much.
Okay.
Osborne, thank you so much, Prof. Yeah, that's it, baby. For next time, I will be answering more of your questions for you. Do it. That's the best option. Next time, Ibishia. Memo be answer with the ropes steps in a Prof. The amount. If you follow it, you follow the directions near there, and it's easy for you to get admission. Said the Osborne kind. Who will be with Germany? No best you don't need the block accounts. Who will be with Germany and on here block accounts. It's just a matter of a principle. Just follow the principles, and you get now Nana Akwesi DAAD DAAD. Google it. I bet you all the opportunities are on the Emma. Kofi Bonanza say memo bian scam. Yes, that's why we are here with you. Ose William, say great job. Ose William, thank you for joining us. So Prof. Nyankopon will meet again. Thank you so much.
Okay,
good afternoon.